Hi guys, Glenn here from Game Reviews and welcome back to the channel. We are going to speak a little bit more on Helldivers 2 and the latest and most up-to-date information from this game. So the one thing I wanted to push on and speak about straight out the gate is the fact that we are getting mechs. If you've obviously seen this, there's been leaked footage of mechs coming to the game. From my understanding, there has been a feature in the original Helldivers kind of game concept as well. So the fact to see them coming in to give us a stronger outlook on the automatons and the bugs is going to be quite interesting. I'm really looking forward to kind of seeing what kind of style of mechs that we're going to bring in. I assume it's going to be a stratagem that we're bringing in, or maybe we can get an extra slot just for the style of mech. I think that might be a little bit OP because like everybody will have a mech then, but it'd be nice to see, you know, what we can get for the mechs as well. Will we get, like, you know, incendiary rounds, rockets? Obviously, hopefully the mechs will do certain damage for certain levels of creatures. But before we dive all the way into it, don't forget to hit the like, hit the subscribe, and yeah, feel free to support the channel in any way, shape or form. Leave a good comment, bad comment, let me know how we can improve. Okay, so let's circle back there with the mechs. I'd like to see if we could have maybe, you know, incendiary rounds for the mechs, whether it's rockets, whether it's, you know, EMPs or EMS if you want to call it. It'd be nice to see how long they last as well. So really excited to see the mechs really be hinted at, and hopefully we get that in March. There has been good hints at a release in March, but then also we do have more of an update from Arrowhead itself. Now we've actually touched on this in previous videos of mine, but we now get confirmation that we basically have a game master, and they've quoted D&D like a dungeon master who is overseeing the board, who is, you know, constantly adapting and changing the scenarios to how we're playing. If we're, you know, conquering a planet or liberating a planet quickly or effectively, or if we're slowing down, there will be kind of, you know, those throw-ins of certain stratagems or support stratagems to help us, or even, you know, even on the enemy side, it's nice to see that they're actually bolstering the enemy if we're plowing through the planet. Now recently, you know, we had the first major orders come in from the game, which we're able to obtain 45 medals, and that would be on the essential Veld planet, and so that's pretty cool to see. Everybody needs to kind of really muster in. The way this game is going and the strategy from Arrowhead, it's really becoming, you know, that kind of board game style. So it's great to see that they're the game master and we have to kind of try and anticipate their moves on the board and how we're going to adapt to it. You know, this could be a ploy to allow us to move away from the automatons to really focus on the bugs and then see what's going to happen with the automatons, how far we're going to be pushed back. So, you know, I think it's more so the community having to come together and make sure that we're all pushing at certain points, but we're not leaving the other planets, you know, unprotected, or there's no fight going on the other planets. Now I think it went pushed up to 72% of players went across to Veld. I think I'm getting that right, Veld, VELD, and let me know in the comments below if I'm pronouncing that right. I could pronounce it completely wrong, but you get where I'm coming from. And you know, we have 3 days, 14 minutes to kind of really push that planet, and this could be a test of how quickly we can really push back the bugs on this planet as well. It's another way for them to gauge how quickly we work together and vanquish the bugs from those planets, and how quickly we can liberate it. So it's nice to see that's changing, but let's move on to a couple of comments from the actual CEO as well. There's been mention on customizations coming into the armor set. You know, there might be even a sneak peek on, you know, collaborations. Realistically, I would love to see like a Predator style suit, maybe not the helmets, but a Predator style suit. Please, Arrowhead, if you have any love for killing bugs, you know, Predator was the number one who did it. He killed aliens. So anyway, but we do obviously have the looks of Destiny coming in as well. The idea of swords. There actually have been rumors about actually cloaking the voice for about 4 to 5 seconds within the game as well, and then also EMS sticky grenades, and obviously just normal Semtex grenades as well, which I think would be a huge bonus for the automaton levels, or even fighting off the chargers, so you're not constantly having to use your railgun and getting kind of overrun by the smaller bugs. It's nice to be able to kind of, if you're running low on ammo in your railgun, hit him with, you know, a sticky grenade that has enough damage to even break his armor, where you could do normal damage with your gun. And then there is another insight on people have been doing a lot of research with the essential mech kind of leaked footage. That has been reports that people actually got to use new stratagems that are coming into place and new equipment and guns. I would really like to see them really bolster up on the guns, because I think everybody's using the breaker or the breaker incendiary, and there's not a lot of versatility when it comes to the guns. They're not as strategic for certain maps that the stratagems would be. So it'd be nice to see, or your support weapons and so on. So it'd be nice to see being able to use certain guns that would suit, certain planets or certain mission types. More likely like long range to medium range. And maybe on those planets, maybe we don't see chargers, but we see kind of more of those invisible bugs. Maybe with a little bit of extra armor, but just enough that maybe a new assault rifle could come in and do some damage from mid-range, and kind of make you not want to dive into the fight straight away and try for you and your team to keep it at range. I would like to see a lot of versatility in that, and there has been some leaks about certain guns coming into the game that would bring more variety into your loadout, bring more variety into your gameplay. And I do think it's going to be amazing to see Semtex coming in, EMP Semtex is coming in, and that cloaking device as well, because if we're running the automaton sections and essentially we need to kind of take out any of their kind of heavy fortified areas, it'd be nice to maybe get a 4-second cloaking, being able to go in, throw an airstrike and bounce back out. I think it'll bring more strategy into the game as well, instead of that run and gun method, and a little bit more balance as well. And then also, if you are using certain loadouts and you're on the bug section, it'd be nice to use that cloaking mechanism to maybe move around big chargers, maybe to get to your main priority, or to even sneak up on a big hive that maybe you and a couple of other friends could go in, try clear it out nice and quickly, because you get overrun so much. So it'd be nice to kind of find that balance where you could maybe just stand toe to toe. Another stratagem is to actually call in AI Helldivers. I don't know what the value of that would be in terms of the amount of AI Helldivers you could call in for support. Maybe it's 2, maybe it's 3, maybe it's double your team, but I don't know, maybe it might be an extra one, just one, because if 4 people had that, you would have the level of, which might be good on the automatons actually, but you would have like 4x4, it would be a lot. So you've got 4 and you're calling it 4 teams of 4. You're talking a lot of Helldivers and how effective they would be. So who knows if that's something that might work out. I wouldn't mind if each individual player called in 2, so you have an extra 8 on your team, plus your 4 is 12 in total. Hopefully I'm getting the match right there. But like, that'd be nice to see. And maybe they have basic weapons but got some grenades, and be nice to even direct them to certain objectives. Maybe you're holding off chargers, maybe you're holding off a boil titan, and you could direct them to maybe go take out the bug holes with some of the grenades. But depending how smart that AI is, and if that is the case, it'd be so cool to see them on your ship and be able to customize them with some of the armor gear that you have. So that's just my thoughts, and that's where my brain goes when I hear that. We're getting something new, but how do we add to new? I think it's every gamer's kind of prerogative to kind of always expand on what an idea it is, but that would be pretty cool to see. In terms of some of the in-game mechanics, we've noticed that the servers have really kind of stabled. There has been issues rectified when it came to the super credits, and it has been something that we've talked about recently on other videos and within this community. So they have rectified the fact that people have bought super credits and essentially weren't showing up, or they were disappearing. So if you've had that issue, it should be rectified as soon as possible. I'm sure people have raised a ticket for that with the customer service team, and I'm guaranteeing they'll get around. But then there's also another big update from the Steam side of things. There has actually been fake versions of Helldivers 2 being sold on Steam. So Valve have been looking into this as well, and there has been a statement released from Arrowhead that was like not to buy it. There's only 2 versions, which is their standard $39.99 version and their $59.99 version, which is their kind of Super Citizen Premium side of things. So there's only 2. Do not go off and purchase a third or fourth if it gives you any crazy legendary or whatever side of the game might be, because that is just non-existent. There's nothing else other than those standard two. So people have been falling from this. They have been kind of scammed. So that is a huge thing now at the moment. But then also there is another insight on how people are, in the farming aspect. People are farming, the rare samples, common samples, and the kind of super samples, and people have been coming out with 300-400 of them in hacks. So they are looking into double down on that and have put measures in place. I'm not 100% sure on what has been done, but there has been conversations and statements released that they are looking into it, and great to the community to see that the community have not actually wanted that to happen, because it does ruin your grind. I've seen people on YouTube actually putting up or screen capturing some people's kind of return on what happened, saying, look, I take them off my account, I wasn't involved in it, I just entered a game freely when just a quick join, and I came out and I had like 350 rare, 200 super samples and so on. And technically you don't even need all of that to unlock the ship module, so there really is no point. And yeah, so that's a lot of issues that are still going on. This is what happens when a game gets so popular, and thinking that the currency is in-game currency that people just want to farm. And in kind of one side of things, yes, but there's not so much to build. The whole game is based around you going in and having fun with your friends, doing a bit of a grind, but you can't really grind or farm armor because you're getting medals in such a high volume, and it's so generous anyway that they're not that super rare to say I really need this armor set, and how do I get into those lobbies that would give me that enough credits to get those. So it's not that level, and I think the community have reacted really well to it and gave their insight and not wanting to do that. But look guys, that's all from me today. It is a quick update. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. What would you like to see come to Helldivers 2? Are you excited for the mechs? Are you excited for swords? Are you excited for the new stratagems coming into place, cloaking armor, EMS, kind of sticky grenades, normal sticky grenades? How is that going to kind of fine tune ourselves? Will we find a bigger challenge on the rise when we get bigger stuff to be brought in? But yeah, feel free to leave a comment down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's been great. And